Yes, good morning to you, Priscilla, and you who is watching Morning at NTV from your set in the comfort of your living home, but also online. Stephen Imbide on Fefes Wechuga, coming to you from Wakaliga, the home of former Lord Mayor, a lawyer, a profound lawyer, but also a governance and constitutional expert.
President PFF7.
Oh, yes, of course. That is how could I even forget to mention that? Erias Lukwago.
Yes, my brother.
It's a pleasure to meet you, and of course, thank you for welcoming us in your home. It's now known that opposition icon Dr. Kizza Besigye is once again not feeling well in detention where he is on remand in Lusira. What's the problem now this time around?
Well, it's something which is really bothering us because the whole of this week, he's not been well. We had hoped that probably it was something that would be contained or addressed within the confines of Rosira. Unfortunately, it would appear it's getting worse. Because yesterday, when I attempted to see him, to access him, I was advised that since the weather was bad, it may aggravate the situation if they called him out to come and meet me. Because it was very cold yesterday. If you recall, it rained cats and dogs in the morning. And previously, yes, many of our colleagues who have been there, they encountered challenges in accessing him. The council by and Turinawe particularly visited him on Tuesday because we are processing their application. And again, it was difficult. He couldn't even see him.
I remember in February 2025, Dr. Besigye, who has now spent more than 500 days in prison on remand, went on a hunger strike. Then he was, of course, protesting the manner in which the cases are being handled. This time around, as you make these attempts, have you been able to either see him physically, not to you particularly, but also other lawyers, or have you been able to get the real information from the prison authorities on what condition he's in right now?
Well, my interaction with the prison's authorities indicated that, look, he's been having chest pain, he's been having, because the information they had given us, that it was chest pain, he had irritating cough, and a couple of other, challenges, health related. And when I again talked to the people who had been there before, I've told you Council Bayan and others. Council Bayan specifically failed to see him, but their relatives who managed to see him, and the information we received, very unstable. He was unstable. And that's what really raised the concerns.
I've heard from some circles, especially from the Prisons Authority Service, that whenever Dr. Besigye feels something small, maybe like a cold, you exaggerate the information, the person to the public. You want to have political relevance out of this situation. That's what they are saying.
Well, they have very reason to speak, to talk like that. But I advise them not to be that insensitive, because matters health are matters of great concern. Especially when a person is in your custody, you have to be extra careful. Those reckless statements, I'm advising Mr. Bayin and the team, please stop those reckless statements. Because when you talk about one's health, you don't know, you are not a doctor in the first place. Anything can happen. So, and he has had these intermittent challenges. Right from the time they got custody of him, from 2011, from November 2024, he has had those intermittent challenges on and off. And there was a situation where he almost lost his life.
I know on Thursday next week he was supposed to be back in court for another court session related to his treason charges alongside Hajo Bed Rutale. Don't you think, or do you think that his situation may make it impossible for the process to go on?
First of all, we want to liaise with the prisons authorities today to ascertain the conditions and also seek medical attention. Because we want to have, Dr. Besigye access his private doctors. That has been our call all through, that prisons do not have capacity to deal with certain situations. And if, much as you have restrained my movements because of these legal issues, I reserve the right to access my private doctor. I don't know why they don't want to address that. Time and again we have raised it, they are not responding positively. So that one we are going to push for it. Secondly, before we talk about Thursday, we filed a fresh bail application to be on record. I want to be on record on that. And we have gone through trouble. I mean,
this is not the first time, and you have not getting a bail that you have for.
We have sought bail 4 times. On 4 occasions, we sought bail from High Court and roundly rejected on all the 4 occasions, including the mandatory bail, which is the threshold is 180 days.
And you're still keeping the hopes alive.
Because, you know, with life you have to persist, you have to continue fighting. We cannot give up. So that is the reality. And we are still fighting. So we have filed now the 5th bail application. This is the 5th attempt we are making, and we will not stop at that. So that we ask the management of court, the judiciary, to expedite the processes of causing the same to be heard as soon as practicable. Then on Thursday, we are going back for the main application where they are seeking to conceal the particulars of their witnesses. So the cross-examination continues on Thursday next week.
Now that I'm with the lawyer, but also a strong, profound politician in this country, we know that there is a lot that is happening around Uganda. I'm talking about the probe on graft in the Parliament of Uganda. Do you think this is just politics for the optics, or is real action against corruption in this country? Talking about Anita Among and the probe that's surrounding her.
Well, this is a very big subject, and the country was taken by storm, by surprise actually. It was the least one would expect from this regime to rein in against Anita Among, the towering figure in NRM, who had mastered the art of impunity, because Anita was like on cloud 9. The way she behaved, one would imagine that she's not on this planet. She was in her own world. And she was obsessed with impunity. Impunity had gone on her head. And the dramatic turn of events, all of a sudden you get these events we are witnessing. So it's a lot of, melodrama going on. It's like, first of all, the mission, I think, first of all, is to reach her publicly. And they have succeeded in doing that. She has been, being reached at Constitutional Square. The parade which is being conducted about her wealth and about the number of vehicles she owns, the mansions, the cash she had stashed away, and all that kind of melodrama that has been orchestrated by the regime. It is now Anita is a convict. And I will not be surprised if they left it at that, because now it would appear they have achieved the mission of destroying the empire she had built within Museveni's empire, because she had attempted to build her own empire within the Museveni empire.
When you say she had attempted to build her own empire, do you intend to mean that she saw or she made her way down when she was rising, or it was just the powers that be that were setting her up?
I don't think she was being set up. Anita, by conduct and character, she's a person who has demonstrated a high propensity to acquire wealth. She's just interested in amassing wealth. A person who is, these kleptomaniacs, a person who thinks that, anything to do with money is what she wants to do in life. So, basically, Anita Among dug her own grave. She dug her own grave. Yeah.
We're talking about a person who was the Speaker of the 11th Parliament, who is not contesting for, at least for now, she has withdrawn her interest. As PFF, you have 2 members of Parliament. You haven't spoken out on whom you would support or whom you would recommend fit for that position of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker.
Well, we have a meeting this morning of the executive, and a couple of issues are going to be discussed in that meeting, including the issue of the Speaker, but we have made it very clear to our members and the public at large that these machinations of the regime to install Jacob or both should be thwarted. We need to deal with that because it's not within the powers of the army, of PLU. You know, can you imagine PLU and the army installing a Speaker of Parliament? That is a disaster for this country. So they are overrunning the Constitution. So ours is primarily to defend the constitutional order we have today and redeem the integrity of Parliament.
Is it setting ground for political transition behind the curtains?
Obviously, it speaks to a bigger project of General Muhoozi. You know, Anita tried to play psychophancy, and she thought that she would hoodwink General Muhoozi, she would hoodwink General Museveni and the first family, that she's playing ball and that she's helping them build their own empire. Of course, one way or the other, she helped them, but you know, they are very, very cautious and suspicious. They say, this person who has gathered all this wealth may cause trouble to General Muhoozi.
Well, she has said that she's not.
So it is succession politics at play as we speak today. For us in PFF, and of course those who think that this country needs interventions, we believe we must fight for transition.
Thank you so much, the President of People's Front for Freedom, Salongo Erias Lukwago, a profound lawyer in Uganda here. Stephen Imbido, Fefeso Chibuga, handing you over to Pretty Stella Nante for Mwasizemtia.